Hi everyone, welcome to the Rare Record Room. This is where I'll show you some of the LPs in my record collection, give you a little background to the artists and their recordings, and provide some examples of the record company labels, and noting some important variations in text or differences between sleeves, that sort of thing. Record collecting has been a passion of mine for as long as I can remember. I hope you'll find these informative and useful, but ultimately enjoyable. With that in mind, let's get straight into the content. In this video, I'll be looking at some records from simply the most successful and influential band ever. I'm of course talking about the Fab Four, the Beatles. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining me again. Today we're going back to 1964 and looking at the American version of the soundtrack to the first feature film starring the Beatles, entitled A Hard Day's Night. This would be the fourth US LP from the band. I've previously covered the UK Parlophone Records version in a separate video, which is significantly different to this and which you may wish to check out. Unlike most early US Beatles albums, which were released by Capitol Records, A Hard Day's Night appeared on the United Artists label, UA being the distributors of the movie. Their version in fact preceded the UK LP by 2 weeks, being released on the 26th of June 1964. United Artists had rushed the album into record stores over a month before the film's US premiere. As a result, the Beatles had both the number one album and the number one title single in the country when A Hard Day's Night opened in theatres on the 11th of August 1964. This was the first time such a feat had occurred simultaneously in the UK and the USA, and was not repeated until Simon and Garfunkel released Bridge Over Troubled Water and the title track as a single in 1970. In total, 4 singles taken from the LP were released in America, being the title song and I Love Her, being released twice with 2 different B-sides, plus I'll Cry Instead. All 7 songs used in the film, being the entire first side of the UK LP, appear on the American version, plus the song I'll Cry Instead, which was meant to be included in the film but did not make the final cut. To these were added 4 new instrumental recordings of the Lennon and McCartney songs A Hard Day's Night, I Should Have Known Better, and I Love Her, and This Boy, here titled as Ringo's theme. These tracks were played by a studio orchestra, arranged in an easy listening style and recorded by the Beatles producer George Martin, also at Abbey Road Studios in London. The United Artists LP was released in mono and stereo, although the George Martin instrumentals are the only true stereo recordings, the Beatles tracks on the stereo version being in fake or reprocessed stereo, so it is the mono version I prefer and will describe here. The record was issued under the catalogue number UAL3366 in mono, on a black label with the company logo printed in colours. The remaining text is printed in white and light grey. The record company address appears as the rim text. Next to the song titles is a handy indicator of whether the song is a vocal track or an instrumental cut, followed by the duration of the song. There is a pressing ring about 20mm from the outer edge of the record label. Album sleeves are a non-laminated card construction with 2 card squares pasted over with printed paper slicks. Unlike the British flip-back style sleeve, these edges are weak with only a thin paper covering. As such, they often suffer from seam splits. Without a glossy laminate, they also suffer heavily from storage or ring wear. Fine examples are unusual thus. The cover design features 4 black and white portrait photographs of the individual band members taken by Robert Freeman, similar to the UK version, although that one had many more smaller studio images laid out in a contact sheet format. Such images would appear on the back of the American LP, as shown here. The recording format and catalogue number are printed at the bottom right hand corner, and the record company logo appears at the bottom left. Some sleeves, such as this, feature a misprint in the track listing, showing I Cry Instead rather than I'll Cry Instead. The inner sleeve is a non-die-cut company paper sleeve with a rather striking colourful design which features a repetitive UA monogram motif set against a series of cubes. In one square only is the standard United Artists Company logo. The inner sleeve has a thumb hole opening cut at the top edge. Many copies will be well played and enthusiastically handled, meaning decent original copies are desirable and valuable. In the 10th edition of the American Goldmine Record Album Price Guide, first press 1964 examples in mint condition are listed at $350 with or without the misprint on the sleeve. Incidentally, stereo copies, also with or without the misprint on the sleeve, are listed at the same price. And that just about brings to an end my brief history run-through look at the mono first pressings of the Beatles' American soundtrack LP, A Hard Day's Night. That's all for this time. I appreciate you joining me and I hope you enjoyed the content today. If you did like the video, please feel free to hit the button and subscribe to the Rare Record Room channel to see similar episodes and to receive notifications for new uploads as they happen. Thanks for watching and I hope to catch you next time. Until then, take care. Bye for now.